Okay, so today I want to talk more about Colorado Springs and how Republicans are still pissing me the fuck off by being stochastic terrorists. And I'm going to play something, which is a police chief naming the victims from Club Q who were murdered.
We respect all of our community members, including our LGBTQ community. Therefore, we will be identifying the victims by how they identified themselves and how their families have loved and identified them. The first person I'll identify is Kelly Loving. Kelly's pronouns are she, her. Daniel Aston. Daniel's pronouns are he, him. Derek Rump. Derek's pronouns are he, him. Ashley Paugh, that's P-A-U-G-H. Ashley's pronouns are she, her. Raymond Green Vance. Raymond's pronouns are he, him.
That was nice. Thanks on that cop for doing that. It's rare. And it's pretty simple. Just let that be. But, that didn't fucking happen. I'm going to read a tweet, and I'm going to read a reply to that tweet that replies to it perfectly. This is from Jenna Ellis. The Colorado Springs PD is posting photos of the victims with their preferred pronouns as if that is what is most important to their humanity. That's how they fucking identified, dog. Kind of important. And I'm going to read the reply of Alejandro Caraballo. Imagine using the release of photos and those killed in a hate-fueled mass shooting to attack trans people even more. You want to deny them dignity even in death. You are such a sick, vile person. Now I'm going to go to the veteran who tackled the person and got the gun out of their hands. This veteran was also held for an hour by the cops because when cops show up on the scene, they like to act like omnipotent fucks and do no recon. And because, they're always just right. But I'm going to cut to this guy's interview because what he says is very powerful.
Not even been a window left. But I saw a lot of people, and this guy was there, and I saw the ACU pattern flag vest. And for me, that was like, there's a handle, I'm getting it. So I ran across the room, grabbed the handle, pulled him down, and then started to, actually, I think I went for his gun with him. His rifle flew in front of him. And the young man that tried to jump in there with me, we both either pulled him down or whatever, but he ended up at his head and right next to the AR. And then with the AR, I told him, push the AR, get the AR away from him. The kid pushed the AR. I don't know what his name was. And then I proceeded to take his other weapon, the pistol, and then just start hitting him where I could, but the armor's in the way. And I found a crease between his armor and his head, and I just started wailing away with his gun. And then I told the kid in front of me, kick him, keep kicking him. And I was guiding him. I was telling people, call 911, call 911. I brought him down. I was in mode. I was doing what I do downrange. I trained for this. I don't want to ever do this. I didn't even retire because I was done doing this stuff. It was too much. And it came in handy. And I got to protect my kid. I lost my kid's boyfriend. I tried to have everybody in there. I still feel bad that there's 5 people. There's 5 people that didn't go home. And this guy, I told him while I was hitting him, I said, I'm going to kill you, man, because you tried to kill my friends. My family was in there. My little girl was in there with her.
We are so sorry for the loss that you and your family have gone through.
That was amazing. and sad. A lot of people are saying, why did you bring your kid to a drag show? Drag shows aren't fucking inherently sexual. People dressing up, putting on a show, having a good time. Fuck off. Now I'm going to cut to a clip of Tucker when he had this person on like a month or so ago as a just clear example of how Republicans are responsible for this shit.
Chris Rufo just spent a month digging into drag queen story hours. He's a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute. He joins us tonight. Chris, thanks so much for coming on. What did you find in the month you spent looking at this?
Well, I found that parents' instincts is largely correct. A lot of parents are wondering, why is an adult male putting on women's clothing and dancing and talking about sexual themes with other people's children, not only in libraries, but also in schools and other public institutions, but they're scared to say anything.
Just going to point out real quick, all that person is doing in that fucking video clip is reading to kids. That's all they're doing. Dressed as a woman, reading to fucking kids. Which their parents bring them to, by the way. But, you know, Republicans are exterminationists. They just want to get rid of these people, no matter what.
And talking about sexual themes with other people's children, not only in libraries, but also in schools and other public institutions. But they're scared to say anything because they're worried about offending the sensibility of many of the administrators and left-wing ideologues who police speech under the umbrella of LGBTQ tolerance. But the reality is quite simple. The academic queer theorists and the people who founded the drag queen story hour movement have left a trail of evidence in academic papers and manifestos that say the goal is very clear. They want to sexualize children, they want to subvert the middle-class family, and they want to basically eliminate what they call the sexual hierarchy in favor of creating a sexual connection between adult and child, which has, of course, long been the kind of final taboo of the sexual revolution.
This is all just bullshit. It's all just psychobabble fucking bull. Where they're just straight up saying all gay people are pedophiles. All gay people are pedophiles, basically. That's what we're trying to get to. And, I mean, we're not going to do anything, but, you know, somebody out there. Fuck both of y'all.
And it's quite simple, is that people have been mystified and bought into this idea that it's somehow an expression of tolerance and exploration and gender creativity. But the second thing, we've seen this already in New York City, it's mandatory. New York City public schools have organized dozens of these performances as young as elementary school. These are mandatory. Parents in some cases were not even given the chance to opt out of them. And so this has long gone from what one conservative commentator called a, quote, blessing of liberty to something that is now being subsidized and forced onto kids by the state itself. It's something that people should trust their instincts on. People should push back against this. And of course, people should arm themselves with the literature.
The shit they're saying, push back on this, arm yourself with literature, is them getting right up to saying, go fucking shoot them. They just get right up to that.
Advocated for this deeply disturbing sexualization of children.
Yeah, people should definitely arm themselves. I agree with that. This is keep the kids out of it.
It's exactly what they did. They armed themselves, they put on fucking body armor, and they went and murdered 5 fucking people, you sick fucks. I'm gonna cut to this guy in Florida named Brandon Wolf. You know, in Florida, teachers, they passed a law where teachers can't talk about their significant other unless they're fucking straight. And he put this like way better than I ever could. So I'm gonna cut to him.
The last few years, right-wing grifters, including politicians like Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott, they've been spewing this vile, hateful rhetoric about LGBTQ people. They've been trafficking in some of the oldest, darkest tropes against our community. They've been accusing us of posing a threat to children simply because we exist on planet Earth. And we warned them that inevitably this would result in violence, but they just couldn't help themselves. They couldn't help themselves from crafting one more fundraising email or hitting send on one more grotesque tweet. They couldn't help themselves as the temperature around the country continued to rise, as young people told us that life was getting less and less safe for them. They couldn't help themselves as armed protesters started showing up at drag shows across the country, or when white supremacists were being arrested outside of pride festivals. They couldn't help themselves when children's hospitals in Boston and other cities were getting bomb threats, having to install airport security terminals to keep people safe. They couldn't help themselves when a donut shop was firebombed for daring to advertise a drag show. And now 5 people went to a space that was supposed to be safe for them, a space like the one I knew well at Pulse nightclub, and they came out in body bags. Dozens of people were injured, scars they're going to carry forever. An entire community was terrorized. They paid the price for this short-sighted, cynical, and sinister hate that these people have been pumping into the ecosystem. I am angry because I am tired of asking, of begging, of screaming and scratching and clawing for people to just see us as human. See us as your family members, your neighbors, your friends. Please, I am begging you to treat us with a basic level of decency and respect. I'm angry because we deserve to live. Those people deserve to live, Joy.
There's going to be a donation link down to the description for Colorado Healing Fund. Go there if you want to help. Hope you all have a good day.